It's Week 16 of the NFL, and all eyes are on the dual threat Lamar Jackson.
Well, the cold weather certainly helping set the stage for what should be a physical primetime contest at Pittsburgh's Acrisure Stadium. Tonight, we've got a good AFC matchup on tap between the Las Vegas Raiders and the Pittsburgh Steelers. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we look at this Steeler ball club entering play. They come in on a pretty good roll here, winners of 3 straight. On the other side of the field for the visiting Raiders, they come in off a loss last time out, but they've been playing better than 500 ball the last couple months. 5 wins in their last 8 games. Season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. This one taken just inside the 10. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. So here are the Steelers now to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by the former NFL MVP, already a 2-time Pro Bowler in his 5th season out of Louisville, Lamar Jackson.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately, 1 touchdown.
Now, first carry for the former Pro Bowler, Josh Jacobs. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. A check on Jacobs from a week ago. 21 carries, 89 yards and a touchdown.
And when he went over 1,000 yards last week, you know what it did for their offense? It gave them a true identity because everyone's going to talk about this. The offensive line's going to take pride in it. Of course, the guy carrying the football will. But how about the coaching staff? When they go in and talk contracts, when they talk to reporters, hey, we had a 1,000-yard rusher this year. That means something in today's NFL.
That one a first down pickup of 8.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. Got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Jackson. And down he goes. Brought down a Raider sack. Aaron Donald in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. The defense is always talking
Thank you for the lurk. I
Lamar
appreciate it.
Jackson get comfortable. A good job there on his opening drive of making him uncomfortable.
And you're talking about doing it so early.
Yeah, I've been to bed. I went to bed at like
all week long,
9 o'clock. I just got up
not
not too long ago. Maybe like an hour ago.
How do we tackle him? To get it done that early, that's got to feel great for them.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Throwing is Jackson. And he's got the hook up to Landry.
What you up to? What you doing?
Raiders call on a nickel set for 3rd down. To throw is Jackson. Williams brings it in. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. So pass interference the call. That's going to set him up with a 1st down.
And if it's a bang-bang play, maybe the flag stays in the official's pocket, but instead, he definitely impeded the receiver's right to catch the football. The officials letting the players know how the game's going to be called here in the 1st quarter.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Jackson. It's caught. Smith. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
First drive of the game. We did see this in practice, didn't we? Because they allowed us to stay and watch and see what the opening script would be, even though we don't know the exact play calls. That looks a lot like what we saw them execute, doesn't it?
It really does. And in practice, it wasn't about a lot of big shots on that opening drive. They wanted to put together a series of plays, sustain it. They've done that. The defense now on their heels a little.
That they are. And you know what else is happening now? They're gaining information. They're gaining knowledge about how the defense is planning on playing them. So not only are they being successful on this drive, they're filing things away for future drives in this game.
On third down, Jackson. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there. And now fourth down. Hopkins' kick is good. And the Steelers will jump back to a 3-zip lead. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. So here comes the Raiders offense now onto the field. And they're led out by Kirk Cousins, former Michigan State product, who's now in his 11th NFL season.
And the numbers were not pretty. I mean, they don't look right. When you throw 2 interceptions, no touchdown passes, there's no way to really make that work. But I thought there were a lot of positives in watching his game tape. I think he's close to putting out a good performance. Let's see if he can flip those numbers around in this game. And, of course, rally his team to a win.
Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Lewis. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. First carry for Raheem Mostert. And he'll lose yardage here. Going down back at the 28. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On third down, Cousins. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. They dial up the corner blitz that time, and it delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss.
They just gave up a sack there. If I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if I'm going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
So on fourth down, here's A.J. Cole to punt for the Raiders. Back deep, Jarvis Landry. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. So with the Steeler offense on their way out, let's take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. Well, with 3 weeks left, they are in one of those 3 wild card spots, Charles, but that spot is not clinched, and there's not a ton of breathing room for them. So the bottom line, they just need to focus on winning right now.
Yeah, they totally have their eyes open, don't they? They know they've got teams trying to run them down. They can hear their footsteps. The question coaches ask guys in the locker room, do you have another gear left to pull away and lock in that playoff spot? If so, let's hit it.
He'll be dropped shy of the 40 despite powering through the tackle. Now Jackson. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete. On fourth down, here's Presley Harvin on to punt. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. It's a 45-yard punt, just a 1-yard return. And the Raider drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. First down, here's Cousins. He finds Randall Cobb with a completion. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. And they're going to stop him right at the line. They'll stay on the ground with Mostert. And he'll take this up to the 30, a gain of 4. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Throwing, Cousins. He completes it to Julio Jones. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
All right, let's just go ahead and walk through this one pretty easily, right? Blast off the line of scrimmage, get downfield to a certain point, usually around 8 to 10 yards, turn around and make sure the quarterback sees your numbers and set yourself up for the pass.
A well-executed curl route by Charles Davis. Up the middle they go with Mostert. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. From the gun, a run with Mostert. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. 3rd and short yardage, Cousins. And they'll get this on the screen to Mostert. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. Well, it's impossible to see the Raiders and Steelers in Pittsburgh and not think of our namesake, the late, great John Madden, and the Immaculate Reception game, which celebrated its 50th anniversary yesterday. It was December 22nd, 1972. So this game, a nice little nod from the schedule makers, no doubt. And the Raiders have gotten a little bit of revenge in recent years. They've won 4 out of 5 and have a 17-13 all-time advantage in the series. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Back to the running game with Mostert. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3. On 2nd and 7, Cousins. Caught right side. It's Lewis. And he'll be brought down at the 27. They go play action. Cousins. And break. The tight end's got it. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Cousins to throw it. This is caught. Keep in mind they can still get a first down here as they come up on 2nd and inches. A run with Mostert up the middle. And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. Raheem Mostert with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Raiders have moved out in front. Well, he finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL, a complete back. 3 downs, stay on the field, run it, and catch it. And he gets it done.
Justin Tucker for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. So that one a 13-play drive in total. And it was capped off by a touchdown run from Raheem Mostert. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with a slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. Now it's Jackson. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Landry. And he will have a Steelers first down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches. Meanwhile, Jackson's throw there taken in by Smith. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. And Jackson throwing once more. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete. Here comes the 7th play now of this drive as this is 3rd and 10. Jackson. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Williams. And a good job on the tackle there as they get him down shy of the first on the 35-yard stripe. Here's Dustin Hopkins now to try the field goal. It'll be spotted on the right hash. A 52-yard attempt. And no, it doesn't get there. Hits the crossbar, bounces back out. He had it online, but it comes up about a rotation short. Well, he had that one on target. That's half the battle. The other half of the battle, however, is distance.
And he nearly had that, too. But it was the crossbar that said otherwise, and that'll deny him a shot at 3.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. Extra point good by Hopkins. And the lead is now 10-7. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. This one taken just inside the 10. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. A little under 30 seconds to go. We'll see how they play it here on 1st and 10. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. On play action, Cousins. As the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Here's Cousins. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. 49-yard punt, 5 on the return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So we've reached halftime here. Let's throw in a broadcaster cliche, shall we? Both teams looking for a gift on Christmas Eve. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much.
I hate this quarterback. I really do.
In a minute, but first,
hand to God, I hate
time
him.
to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. Some great games coming up on Sunday, highlighted by a 1 o'clock matchup in Miami. A good test for the Dolphins as they'll take on the always tough Green Bay Packers. Excellent games in the late afternoon window as well. One being out in Los Angeles, where it'll be the Rams taking on the Denver Broncos. Then on Sunday night, wrap up your Christmas day with a great one in the NFC. The Bucs and Cardinals at 8:20 Eastern Time. On now to a check on the next-gen stats in the first half for the Raiders. And they did not do much at all in terms of throwing the football in those first 2 quarters. That's going to need to improve if they want to erase this deficit. And meanwhile, for the Steelers, they too have found passing lanes to be hard to come by so far. As you see by the numbers, they'll need to figure that out in the second half. The Raiders are going to have it first, and they trail here as we get back to it in this 3rd quarter of action. And we will not have a run back here as the second half starts with a touchback. The Raider offense ready to go here to start the 3rd quarter. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure they're friends from the Defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
They'll try and run here with Mostert, and he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to...
Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Buda Baker with a pick. And he brings this one back. It's a pick six for a Steeler touchdown. Well, Charles, just some visibly frustrated players and coaches on that sideline right now, because those halftime adjustments didn't work. The turnover problems continuing here in the second half, and the defense now sitting pretty comfortably as a result of that pick six.
Hey, that's a great observation too, Brandon, because they did make adjustments at halftime. But how about this other group staying a step ahead despite whatever happened in that other locker room? No surprise they're leading, and it's appropriate. Those defenders got to...
Appreciate the alert. Thank you.
Hopkins with the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Back to it after the pick six. Cousin, he'll get this into the hands of Mostert. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Cousins now. Over the middle, complete. It's Cobb. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Now a give to Mostert running right. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there. 2nd down. From the 45 on 2nd down. Cousins. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. Off the play fake, Cousins. Complete. This is Lewis. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They hand it off to Mostert. And he'll be brought down just outside of the 30. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Once again, it's Mostert. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. And now prior to this 3rd and 1, we're going to get a timeout here. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And he is going to have the Raiders first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 1. They'll try to throw now. Cousins. And complete to Lewis over the middle. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. On 2nd down, Mostert. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 48 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries. On 1st down, they go with Mostert again. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. To throw is Cousins. Flushed out right. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. Here's Mostert. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Raheem Mostert his second touchdown of the night. And the Raiders are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the third.
Well, 2 touchdowns scored. I know his team's happy. His coaches are happy. How about the fantasy owners of this game?
Always happy with 2, but they'd like 3 or 4.
Previous play is under review.
The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Not just because of how fast the game's going, but just trying to get the right sight line to the football. That's not always easy. We'll see what they decide here.
So that challenge, a successful one. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. Throwing is Cousins. And that is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Julio Jones. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Raiders are able to get a score back in the final stages of this third quarter. And all about timing there on that short slant, Charles.
Exactly right. That was timed up so well. The route, the throw, touchdown.
Now Tucker to add the PAT. And this is up and good to make it a 17-14 game. That one was an extended drive. 14 plays all told. And it culminates in a Julio Jones touchdown. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Taken in at the 3. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And if there was a lane there, it closed up quickly as he stopped for no gain. 2nd down. 1 quarter remains here in Week 16. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. This pass finds its way to Williams. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. It'll be a gain of 17 and a Pittsburgh first.
These guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the 4th quarter.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. They go play action with Jackson. He'll swing that out wide to Jacobs. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. And now we're going to get a stoppage as, yeah, that looks like Jackson who's shaken up. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. The Steelers send out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. The Raider offense heading out as we take a look at the playoff race in the AFC. And one thing we do know, they will be a part of the playoffs come January. They have clinched the AFC West.
And that feels good for them, but they feel like their work is far from done because as it stands right now, they won't have the first round bye. But a lot of teams will tell you, that's okay with us. We just want to get to the playoffs and wreak havoc from that point on.
On 2nd and inches, Cousins. Underneath, he's got Brate. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. Cousins. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll throw again. Cousins. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. On third down, Cousins. Penalty flag in the backfield. This looks like a roughing call. Boy, tight game like this, fourth quarter, personal foul penalties, a no-no.
Yeah, we know the emotions are running high. The tensions are the same. Who can control them best could ultimately win it.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Second of their timeouts. That'll leave him with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Counter play with Jacobs. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. The 25-yard line is what they need here. This is 3rd down. Now Jackson. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot. And that will keep this a 3-point game. So the folks on hand here growing a little restless with their kicking game. That's now 2 misses so far.
And in a tight game, fourth quarter, the fans aren't the only ones getting restless, Brandon. There were a few looks of disbelief on that sideline as well.
So Kirk Cousins in the offense. Down 17-14, 56 seconds to go. And he hits his target, the tight end Lewis. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. He's going to drop this underneath to Mostert. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. Now Cousins. He'll hit Mostert again here. And he'll be brought down at the 27. What a game we were treated to in this one. And on that final play, they had a chance. They had the ball just beyond midfield for one final shot, but couldn't get it done, and they suffered the loss.
Yeah, and you mentioned how they had a chance on that final play, and getting it to midfield gave them that opportunity, hoping they could find their way to the end zone and make that miracle happen. A really good ending to an entertaining contest, though.
So for the Steelers, it's a critical win for them as it gets them to 9-6 on the year. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Baltimore Ravens. Meanwhile, for Las Vegas, it's a loss that could wind up hurting a little as they fall down to 11-4. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week.